Cacio e pepe is a classic Roman pasta dish, and what's beautiful about it is that you get an abundance of flavor from just a few ingredients, literally 3. That is it. Hi, I'm Deb Perelman and welcome back to the Smitten Kitchen. Today we are going to make one of my favorite pasta dishes on earth. It's called Cacio e pepe, and I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong despite my better efforts. My apologies. What's really great about it is that it's perfect for home cooking. It's just the kind of recipe you want to have in your arsenal in your back pocket, because I know that if I'm low energy or I just want something cozy and delicious, I can pull this together in very little time. I'm using dried spaghetti, pecorino romano, black pepper, cold water. So this is half a pound, it's 8 ounces of dried spaghetti. The traditional pasta used for cacio e pepe is called tonarelli. It's actually a squared off spaghetti. It's kind of cool. However, I do not live in Rome, sad as that makes me. I don't have ready access to fresh tonarelli, so I'm gonna use dried spaghetti today. I'm gonna put this in this roaringly boiling water that has been well salted. That salt is gonna carry the seasoning for the whole dish, so I'm not skimping on it. I guess technically salt is a 4th ingredient, but I don't think it counts. Neither does water. Every time I would make cacio e pepe, I would end up with globs of melted cheese, kind of an oily slick, and then some water, and I could not get them to mix together. And then I discovered the method that Flavio uses in his restaurant in Rome. And I want to show it to you because it makes it so much easier. The way we make the sauce is we start with a block of pecorino romano because it's easy to get. It's a very sharp and salty cheese. It's got a little funk to it. It's basically like an amped up Parmesan. You're gonna use 4 ounces or a 1/4 pound for 8 ounces of pasta. This is about 5 ounces, so I'll use a little bit less. I'm gonna start just by cutting it into chunks so the machine handles it better. You can grate this by hand. I would encourage you to grate it very finely because we want to blend it into a sauce. However, if you have a food processor, it makes really quick work of this, and I will show you. Before I drain my pasta, I want to reserve some piping hot pasta water, probably taking about half a cup, but I will not be using all of this. Woohoo! We're gonna start by either finely grating the cheese, or if you've got a food processor, it makes it even easier. This is nicely grated right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it a little bit further because we're trying to turn this cheese into a sauce. So we want it as fine as we can get it. And now we're gonna add pepper. We're gonna add the black pepper. Now, in more traditional preparations, you will see people toasting whole peppercorns in a dry pan, warming them up, really getting all their oils and flavors out, then grinding them in a mortar and pestle. I am definitely pedantic about this dish, but I don't take it that far. The amount of pepper you want to add is whatever your heart tells you to that day. You can go really heavy on it and get a really nice spicy kick. You can go milder on it and get a sparkly, gentle kick. It's totally up to you. All right, I'm gonna just mix this back in. So let's talk about how we're gonna turn cheese into a sauce with water. Have you ever tried to mix oil and water before? How did it go? Not so good. Oil and water do not mix, and cheese and water doesn't mix. How are you gonna turn cheese into a sauce with just water? The secret, and this is what I learned from the Flavio method, is to just use cold water. We are going to add a few tablespoons of cold water. The amount varies so much. This is honestly the trickiest part. So we wanna get this to a thick paste. If your cheese is older or more dry, it might take more water. If it's fresher or more oily, it might take less water. So I want you to add it a tablespoon at a time until you get it the way you want it. I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon of cold water. I actually feel like this cheese is a little bit on the soft side today, and so we may not need as much. I might just do 1.5 to start. And then we're gonna just start blending it up. Blend it as smooth as we can get it. By the way, Flavio, in his restaurant, we're on a first name basis. I don't think we are, but maybe one day. He uses an immersion blender in a big bowl. He does not use a food processor. I'm gonna add another tablespoon of water, maybe another tablespoon and a half. So that brings us up to 3 tablespoons now. And it's starting to ball together. Add maybe 1 more tablespoon, and I think we're gonna be there. We're looking for something that is definitely too thick to be a sauce, but that's okay because we're gonna loosen it in a minute. So the reason why we want it thick, very thick, is that we want it to stick to the pasta. The thing that happens when we add too much water too fast is the sauce falls off the pasta. And when the sauce falls off the pasta, you have melted cheese in the bottom of your bowl and an oily, maybe watery puddle around your pasta. Err on the thick side, just get it as blended as you can, and I'll show you how to put it together. This is our very hot, just boiled pasta. It's great to have the pasta in, and while it's cooking, go get this sauce ready. This can hang out. You can even pre-prepare this and keep this in a container in a jar for all of your future cacio e pepe needs, because you will want this again. When the pasta's ready, I want you to put it right into a big bowl, and we are going to put all of this paste right on top. I'm gonna put some of it on, and I'm gonna start tossing it. We've got more in here. We're gonna use it all. And I know you're thinking, that is not pasta sauce, Deb. That is a gluey paste. I'm doing this because we don't want too many big clumps of it right now. We want to distribute it throughout the pasta. And remember, this sauce is cold. This is a cold cheese from the fridge, and it's cold water. There's no warmth here except for on the pasta, which means the only place it should melt is onto the pasta. Did you smell it? It smells so good. I'm sorry, it smells so good. I love it. Now we want to take the hot pasta and the hot pasta water, and we want to start using this to stretch this sort of pasty coating into the sauce that we want. And we're going to just, again, add this 1 tablespoon at a time. Don't do it. Hot pasta water, this cheese turns into a sauce. Don't add too much too fast, because it will make the sauce fall off the pasta, and that is tragic. It's hard to get it to come back after. So we're adding this 1 spoonful at a time. Now the pasta is still a little bit al dente, so it's gonna keep drinking this too, meaning that as you toss it, it's gonna coat it really nicely. As long as the sauce isn't falling off the pasta and just hanging out in the bowl, you're good. How does it look? Does that look like pasta sauce now? And not just like a weird paste? Here's how a non-food stylist plates spaghetti. Messily. Like, I try to do the twist, but it is not me. We're gonna add a little more cheese on top. By the way, this is where, even at a beautiful restaurant in Rome, somebody might drizzle olive oil over. They might even put butter on. If you're like, what is that taste? It's butter. But I love that you don't need it to make the dish work. It's great just like this. It is so flavorful. We got it nice and spicy today. I love it. I don't mean to brag, but I think I cooked the pasta perfectly. Like, it's really good. It's got a little bite left in it, but it's perfectly cooked. This is so good. It's spicy, it's salty, it's rich with cheese, but not oily. It's not heavy the way you would picture a cheese sauce, because it's not melted into cream or butter. It's just the cheese and the pepper on the pasta. It has so much flavor, and we did this with 3 ingredients: pepper, cheese, pasta. That is it. We made this in the time that the pasta boiled, and we probably could have done it even sooner, you know, if the pasta wanted to hurry up. I hope you make this. I hope you make this on a Monday. I hope you make this on a Tuesday. I hope you make it so often that you start making extra of the paste so it's always ready. And I hope it becomes your new favorite. Please like the video. Please subscribe, because I want you to come back next week when we have a new recipe coming. It's chosen by you, and I'm so excited to share it with you.